Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So we had a very interesting night last night. There's been a lot of stories going on in the NBA right now, but nothing like last night. I have never seen anything like what I've seen last night, outside of maybe the Malice in the Palace back in the early 2000s. I think it was 04-05 with the Pacers and the Detroit Pistons, but I have never seen a basketball team completely collapse in literally the last game of the season. So in case you guys don't know what I'm talking about, last night the Minnesota Timberwolves played the New Orleans Pelicans and they actually won the game. But during a timeout, the Rudy Gobert and Kyle Anderson got into a verbal disagreement on the bench. And I guess it had to do with Rudy Gobert grabbing rebounds, right? And Kyle Anderson and Rudy Gobert were going back and forth. And I guess at some point in time, Kyle Anderson told Rudy Gobert to shut the fuck up and called him a bitch at the same time. And that's where Rudy Gobert drew the line. Rudy Gobert decided he was going to swing on him. And sure enough, he swung on him, and he didn't punch him in the face. In a way, it was almost like an open-handed shove that, it was like a fist, but then it wasn't really a punch. Even though media's making it a punch, it didn't really seem like a punch. Rudy Gobert could have did way more damage than he did. Let's put that out there right now. Rudy Gobert's 7'1", okay, with a long-ass arm wingspan, okay? He could have punched Kyle Anderson in the face if he wanted to. And even Shannon Sharp believes that Rudy Gobert should have punched Kyle Anderson in the face. But this was an incident that, even at halftime, was a dispute that continued into the locker room. And I guess the GM got involved and told Rudy Gobert to go home. And then the worst part of the whole thing is Jaden McDaniels broke his hand punching a wall, I believe, in the locker room. So now, not only did you lose Rudy Gobert for the game, but Jaden McDaniels is now done. And he's arguably one of, if not the second best defenders on this team. Obviously Rudy Gobert's your first, but Jaden McDaniels is arguably your second. And the shitty part about this is, nothing on that team can replace what Jaden McDaniels brings to that team. He's played a lot of games for them this year. He's only missed, I believe, a handful of games. We'll just look at it right now. Jaden McDaniels has played 79 games this year, man. He started for all 79 games. He's shooting 51% from the field, 39% from three. He's scoring 12 points per game, averaging 4 rebounds, 2 assists, shooting 73% from the free throw line. And that's at 22 years old. I mean, he's out indefinitely now. And really, nothing can replace what he brings to this team. And it sucks because literally tomorrow night at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, they play the Los Angeles Lakers in the first play-in game. Okay, I think the game before that, I believe, is Miami and Atlanta. And then I think that game starts at 7:30. Hold on. So tomorrow, Miami and Atlanta play at 7:30 tomorrow night. For the play-in spot in the East. And then the Lakers play the Timberwolves at 10 o'clock. And the Lakers are a minus 7.5 point favorite, and Miami's a negative 5 point favorite. But this spat might have cost them their playoff chances. Because Jaden McDaniels is a very good player. Now, I will say this. Rudy Gobert did do the right thing. After the game, he texted his teammates saying how he was incredibly sorry. He put out a public statement apologizing. And what's crazy about this whole thing is, literally on Saturday, okay? Literally, before last night. Let's see, last night was Sunday night. So literally the day before, there was an article that came out talking about Rudy Gobert and his thoughts of Kyle Anderson and saying how, he loves what he brings to the table. He loves his competitive nature. He doesn't, Kyle Anderson is his style of leadership is kind of military, but Rudy Gobert appreciates it because he tries to get the best out of everybody and he doesn't take it personally. But I think Shannon Sharp said it best. When you call somebody a bitch, like when you call your own teammate the B word or a bitch or whatever, you're looking to get something out of them that's not making them a better player. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. Some people have an old school style of how they try to motivate people. Like some people, like I know some people think that alluding to insults fires people's up, gets them mad and makes them perform better. But some people don't perform better pissed off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm one of those people where it's like, I actually play sports better when I stop talking. Like, I was that guy that, like, I'd start a basketball game talking shit to somebody. They'd talk shit back to me. And it wasn't when I was talking that you had to worry. It was when I shut the fuck up that you had to worry. So it's just like everybody reacts differently to different leadership styles. And the worst part about this whole thing is, like, Kyle Anderson is actually one of the better players on that team. So it's like, yeah, you have Rudy Gobert, you have Kyle Anderson, Jaden McDaniels is now down. Like, honestly, like, I feel like this is something that's going to get resolved. I think it's something that'll be very easily resolved. I think, for all I know, Rudy Gobert and Kyle Anderson could sit down, maybe they have a team meeting, and I think this is all water under the bridge come Tuesday. Like, for all I know, this could be resolved as I'm making this video. But the idea that this happened and now you have a very valuable player in Jaden McDaniels who's unavailable because of how frustrated, not only how Kyle Anderson and Rudy Gobert got, but how he got, it's like, you can't have these types of things, okay? Because this cost you your season. Like, I'm just going to call it what it is. I truly believe this cost Minnesota their season. I think... I don't know if LeBron's playing tomorrow night, but it's like, it's just the idea, like, you're playing a Lakers squad that, regardless of what you think of the Lakers, you need to be at full health to play them, okay? Like, LeBron could have a game where he goes off for 40. We saw what LeBron did while Anthony Davis was out, and LeBron is still capable of going out there and scoring a 40-point game, okay? Like, if you need him to score 40 points for one game to get you into the playoffs, LeBron is capable of doing that, and I think losing Jaden McDaniels is huge. A guy who shoots 39% from three on a team that already doesn't shoot the three-point shot very well. Like, he's arguably the best three-point shooter on the fucking... He probably is. Like, at 39%, he probably is the best three-point shooter on that team. And I just think to myself, man, they did not need this. This is one of those situations where cooler heads need to prevail. Like, honestly, like, I can't really speak to this, you know what I'm saying? I've never played any sport at the highest level, and I understand that, like... You get frustrated, you're playing for your playoff life and stuff like that. Like, I completely understand that. But, like, at the same time, you couldn't pay me, okay, to argue with a teammate in what arguably one of the most important games of the season on the sidelines. You just couldn't pay me to do it. Like, if my teammate was bitching at me about something, I would literally just shut the fuck up and go on about my day, okay? Because, like, I know we need to win the game. And sometimes I really wonder, like, how people can't operate that way. Like, honestly, even if my teammate called me a bitch, right, on the sidelines, I would still probably, like, I would snicker back and forth, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would go back and forth with him maybe a little bit. But, like, I would never let it come to blows. You know what I'm saying? I would never let, like, and even if it had to come to that, we do win it after the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll handle this in the locker room after the game. Or you know, in the tunnel or something. I don't know. But the idea that they were not able to pull it together and, like, yeah, they won the game. But, like, the idea that, like, in that very moment, that was the moment where, like, this happened. Cooler heads need to prevail. People need, like, I don't know who, I didn't get a full view of, like, really what happened. There was a lot going on. I haven't watched it a lot. But... like, I understand people were trying to, like, they weren't even really trying to separate them. They were just bitching and everybody was, like, paying attention to the coach. But, like, at some point, somebody needs to step in and say, hey, like, can you guys calm down? We got a game. We have a basketball game to win. And the idea that didn't happen, I get it. It's kind of like two leaders clashing heads almost, like, because Kyle Anderson is supposedly a leader of that team. And Rudy Gobert's making upwards of $100 million. So it's like, you know, whose side do you really take? But I just think, like, if it were me in that situation, and like I said, I've never played sports at the highest level, so I wouldn't know. There's been plenty of instances in the past where this has happened. Amare Stoudemire punched a fucking fire extinguisher years ago and fucked up his hand. LeBron, 1 year before the finals or something, or during a finals, punched a whiteboard and fucked up his hand, and nobody knew until after the game that, like, he had a full cast on his arm and stuff. Like, it happens. I get that. But, like, sometimes in situations like that, you need to be the bigger man and just walk away. And unfortunately, too many people don't have that ability to just walk away from a situation and be an adult about it and say, you know what, we'll handle this later. And unfortunately, I feel like this cost them their season. So tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. A like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more. I'm the Fast Break Report, and I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.